Hi, welcome to Chiefkirk Outdoors. Today what I'd like to do is show you some things that I have found out about my Ferro Rod. Now this particular Ferro Rod came from Nathan 4071, who I think makes the best out there. But what I was thinking about was strikers. Now I got this high-speed striker from Nathan, and as you can see, it just absolutely throws sparks unbelievable. In a previous video I did it after dark, and this thing really showered sparks. But now what if I don't have this one with me? Lay it off to the side. You know, there's a lot of alternatives that you can use for a Ferro Rod. If you get out and about, you happen to be in the woods and you've lost your striker, there's several other alternatives. One of them is your knife. If you have a knife with a sharp spine somewhere on it, I happen to carry a Swiss Army knife, and I absolutely love it. And there are several things on here that will actually work. Alright, for instance, and I'm going to get a little closer so you can see. Here is the fish scaler on my knife. I don't know if you can see that or not. It's throwing sparks. Now, it's not throwing them good, but it is throwing them, and that's the whole point. Now, that's just one. Let's see. There should be somewhere on here, I think beside it. Okay, now here is my saw. A little saw blade. Let's see what it'll do. Look at that. Now that really throws some sparks. Let's see what else we got on here that'll work. How about our bottle opener? I hope you can see that, because it's throwing good sparks. That's the bottle opener. Okay, here's the can opener. Can opener's throwing sparks. Now, I didn't take time to go through everything that's on this knife to see if it would throw sparks, but I'm sure that there's probably more on here that will. Now, one of the things that I wanted to mention is I don't recommend you using your sharp knife blade for this. However, if you were in a dire emergency and you had to have fire and all you had was a sharp knife blade and it didn't have a sharp spine, you could use the very back part of your blade here. Now, I'm not going to do it to this knife because this is not an emergency situation. But if it were, I'd use the back part of this knife and I'd make my sparks with it. And I've still got the front part of it good and sharp for whatever other tasks that I might need. Now, that's a whole lot of different things that works from this knife. Now, in addition to that, you can also carry with you, a lot of people, when they sell you a Ferro Rod, they give you a saw blade, a hacksaw blade, a piece of one, and it has a sharp spine, and that works good. Here's something else I discovered too, and I'm going to give you a closer look at this. I took a pair of child's scissors and I took them apart, and you'll find that the edge right here works really good. Throws some of the best sparks I've seen. Look at that. That's amazing. And here is something else that will work in a pinch. I never would have thought of it, but that is, and I'm going to show you this a little closer too. I was down at Walmart not long ago, and I found a knife sharpening stone. This is it right here. And it was broken in the package, and they gave it to me for nearly nothing because it was broken. But I brought that home and I thought, well, you know, it'd be handy to you know, to sharpen the knife blade if I need to, or whatever. I could find some kind of a use for it. But let me show you one of the uses I found for it. Watch. See those sparks? Now, those are not huge sparks, but they're sparks good enough that you should be able Hi again, folks. My camera shut off on me a while ago, and just after I was lighting a cotton ball with the Ferro Rod and the knife sharpening stone, which it did, it fired right up about 2 strokes after the camera quit. But I want to show you a couple more real quick excellent strikers, and that is this little jewel that I got right here. It's a carbon steel, and it's made actually to sharpen blades and stuff with. You can sharpen an axe, you can sharpen a knife with it if you needed to. A lot of different things you can sharpen with it. But it's a real handy thing to have with you for that purpose. If you're out in the woods and you need to sharpen your axe or one of your tools or something, you can do that. It also makes an excellent, it really throws some sparks. That is a real good hope you can see that all right. Don't take much. And there's something else that is real good, which I found out by accident. This is Fat Wood Friday, and I've got some fat wood in here. Now, like I said, this is awesome. And forgive me, but while I was trying to get my camera back operational, my neighbor decided to mow. So, pardon the racket. You've got a saw, a little handy, this is a Corona saw, but it also is handy because it throws sparks. Hope you can see that. It's not the best sparker in the world, but it works pretty doggone good. So, anyhow, I just wanted to let you folks know there's a whole bunch of different things that you can use for your ferro rod to strike it. And this is one of the handiest things there is. Now, also, if you have a fire steel that has a square, sharp side to it, which I don't know where I put mine. Let me check and see if it does. I don't know. Let me try that. No, that don't work too good. I was curious, so we both just found out. But anyhow, if you just look around, if you're out in the woods and you got a ferro rod, you can probably find something that will spark it. Okay, now I just picked up my flint. Look, it's sparking. So either way you go, you got something good to work with. Thanks for staying with me on this little experiment, because I've learned a few things here myself. And till I see you next time, don't forget, tell somebody you love them, because tomorrow may be too late. Thank you for joining me. God bless you. See you on the next one.